Right now it's 6, bracing for winter weather.
Today, I am declaring an emergency for Multnomah County that begins at 6 p.m. tonight.
We break down the chances of sticking snow as shelters open and road crews get ready.
Plus, police crack down on a Northeast Portland intersection notorious for prostitution and crime.
As a result of those missions, we arrested or cited 32 people.
Then, what a deep and temporary hole in Waterfront Park has to do with the future Burnside Bridge.
This is merely a test.
And later in sports, 8 wins in the last 9 games, and the Red Hot Blazers are hungry for more.
Good evening, everyone. We want to get right to the threat of sticking snow in the Willamette Valley and Portland Metro. Right now, it is 41 degrees in the Rose City on a day where overnight temperatures fell below freezing, leading to slippery bridges and a number of crashes, and it looks like they'll be dropping again tonight.
Multnomah County has already declared a state of emergency, which means it is opening severe weather shelters. And tonight, confirmation from the county that there has been 1 confirmed death from hypothermia. We've got team coverage this evening. Joe Ranieri is in North Portland with how PBOT is gearing up for the possibility of snow.
And Chief Meteorologist Matt Sfino is tracking the timing. Matt, what can we expect?
Hey, David and Christine, we're going to see snow showers pick up, I think, around midnight, maybe as early as 10 p.m. But it'll be the overnight hours and the morning hours that we're really watching closely for an increase in snow shower activity that should lead to some accumulations on the valley floor. It's going to be highly variable depending on how the showers line up, who gets the heaviest shower. Some places maybe just a trace, other places a full inch, and up in the hills even more than that. So we'll talk about the weather impact alert beginning around 10 p.m. tonight. I think the snow showers increase 10 p.m. to about 1 a.m. but continue into about the 1 p.m. hour tomorrow. So I would suggest this: plan on a slushy morning commute. Whatever you need to do to get through the day when there's snow in Portland, start thinking along those lines, because there may be some travel issues for the morning commute, and you want to be prepared for that, right? We've got a winter weather advisory from all the way the counties in southwest Washington through the Willamette Valley, and a winter storm warning in the Coast Range where the snow will be heaviest. Most of Oregon under a winter weather advisory or warning through tomorrow because of this weather system. Now, we're beginning to see some showers show up on radar already. To the west of Salem, that one just popped up right there. Mainly rain still in the valleys as temperatures are too warm for snow, but it'll be getting colder overnight, and we expect to see these showers increase. We're also seeing an increase down along the southern Oregon coast. So we'll be watching this very carefully overnight and again in the morning hours. Best case scenario, we get out of this with no snow, just cold rain showers. I don't think that's the most likely case. The worst case is 2 to 4 inches on the valley floor. That's out there a bit. That's the worst case scenario. I think the most likely scenario is what I said earlier, a trace to an inch across the valley and the metro area. So again, we'll keep watching this for you all night long and in the morning with Rod and Chris. Guys?
You know what? It never hurts to be prepared. Thank you, Matt.
And from meteorologist Matt Sfino to meteorologist Joe Ranieri. Joe, you saw road crews prepping for this potential snow tomorrow, and of course a number of people really saw slick spots this morning.
Exactly right, and I think a lot of people kind of got caught off guard earlier this morning, especially along the Fremont Bridge in North Portland. But we're live outside the Portland Bureau of Transportation yard in North Portland, where they got prepared last night. Well, they're getting prepared again tonight for the potential for our first chance at valley snow so far this year. Over the last couple of days, the northern Oregon coast has seen a good amount of snow, even driving through a couple of inches of snow on Tuesday morning. In the metro area, it wasn't snow, but slick roads.
We've been watching the forecasts vigilantly for weeks, and especially in the last 10 days or so as the forecasts have been changing.
There were at least 4 crashes on or near the Fremont Bridge. The driver of this truck slammed into the guardrail on top of the bridge, and other similar scenes across town. Dylan Rivera with PBOT is expecting Wednesday could be just as bad.
We've been adjusting our staffing to meet the needs of the events as they are forecast.
Wednesday morning, there's a chance we could see some light accumulation to maybe a couple of inches during the morning. Not the best timing. If we do see snow, this will be the first time this winter that the valley has seen snow on the ground. What that might look like in less than 24 hours remains unclear.
We're going to have additional crews deployed across the city to address conditions that they're seeing.
Now, David and Christina, I also reached out to the Oregon Department of Transportation, who tell me they're going to be just as busy tonight and into tomorrow. They're going to be laying down de-icer as well as salt ahead of what could be coming over the next few hours. The places they're going to be really focused on, though, into the overnight hours and throughout the morning commute are bridges, overpasses. Of course, those are some areas that get really cold very quickly with the cold air mass overhead, as well as some areas along I-5 and 205. So what we could see heading into tomorrow's morning's commute remains to be unseen for now. Back to you guys.
And that sage advice to slow down, take your time, and leave extra time. Joe Ranieri in North Portland tonight. Thanks, Joe.
As we mentioned earlier, Multnomah County leaders have declared a severe weather emergency. It just took effect at 6 o'clock, so about 5 minutes ago. Now 3 warming shelters are open.
This afternoon, county and city leaders also announced that 4 people living on the streets have died over the past few weeks. In the last hour, the medical examiner confirming that one of those deaths, a man who died Sunday in Southwest Portland, was due to hypothermia. Mayor Keith Wilson urging Portlanders to keep an eye out for people who need help.
And so I'm asking each and every one of you, if you see somebody in distress, that's our moment to stop, provide that care, and offer of shelter.
So here's a map of current shelter locations in Multnomah County. They are Cook Plaza on Southeast Stark and Gresham, Hollywood Shelter on Northeast 43rd, and there is an additional shelter on Northwest 14th as well. Each will open at 7 this evening, and you can call 211 if you or someone you know needs help getting to them. Washington County, by the way, has also opened the Beaverton Community Center.
Stay updated with KGW. Matt will have more details on this winter weather throughout the evening, and meteorologist Rod Hill will then have you covered on sunrise tomorrow, starting at 4:30 a.m.
In tonight's headlines, we are learning more about last week's shooting death of a Depot Bay motel owner. According to court documents, the suspect, a Brennan Neal, worked at the Four Winds Inn. Another employee told police he saw Neal and their boss, Sarabjit Singh, get into an argument. That argument became physical, documents say, and that's when Neal allegedly pulled out a gun, shot Singh, took cash from the register, and left. Officers later spotted Neal's car and used spike strips to stop him. He's pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder and is being held without bail in the Lincoln County Jail.
And today in D.C., Oregon Democrats joined a nobody-elected Elon rally on the Treasury Department's steps. This in response to reports that Elon Musk now has access to the Treasury's payment system as head of President Trump's so-called Department of Government Efficiency. But Democrats are pushing back, including Oregon Congresswoman Janelle Bynum.
But I'm here today to tell you we're showing up. We are all patriots. Yes. They're going to take their hands out of our piggy banks. Yes. We're going to shut it down.
Democratic members of Congress have threatened to try to bring Trump's agenda, including his cabinet nominations, to a grinding halt.
In Salem, Republicans are renewing an effort to give up control of more than a dozen eastern and southern Oregon counties to the state of Idaho. Voters in 13 counties have passed resolutions to leave Oregon as part of the Greater Idaho movement, though there are big legal hurdles at the state and federal level standing in the way. House Bill 3488 calls for the creation of a task force to lay out what it would take to clear those hurdles and eventually move the border. Republican state senators are also considering a measure to invite Idaho to begin border talks. However, some Democratic support would be needed for those efforts to advance, and that appears unlikely. Similar efforts failed in the 2023 session.
And a reminder, you can ride TriMet for free all day today in honor of civil rights icon Rosa Parks. Her refusal to give up her seat on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama back in 1955 became a cornerstone of the American civil rights movement. Today would have been her 112th birthday. C-Tran and the Portland Streetcar are also offering free rides.
A notorious Northeast Portland intersection that's seen 3 deadly shootings in the past few months is now the scene of a major human trafficking bust.
Daisy Caballero is live in downtown Portland with the details. Daisy.
Yeah, David, Christine, PPB says that this intersection is a known hotspot for human trafficking. 30 people were either arrested or cited over this last month throughout many of their missions. Now, the effort to crack down is having a big impact. The intersection of Northeast Sandy Boulevard and 82nd has a known history neighbors can attest to.
We have always noticed a lot of ladies on 82nd, lots and lots of ladies. We've seen cars pull over and interact with them.
It's a known hotspot for human trafficking, according to police. Last month, the agency's human trafficking unit conducted several successful missions in that area.
We arrested or cited 30 people. We don't typically see that sort of payoff. We did this time.
Mike Benner with PPB says charges include commercial sexual solicitation and unlawful prostitution, or people offering to pay providers for sex. Benner also says the people arrested range from 19 to 70 years old.
We will work with our partners at the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office to hold these people accountable for their criminal behavior.
There's a lot of human trafficking that happens in Portland. We have the data to back that up.
Esther is the CEO of Safety Compass, an Oregon nonprofit that provides support to survivors of commercial sexual exploitation and human trafficking in the Northwest. They have worked closely with PPB for years.
And so as they're doing their arrests, they're impacting the space of human trafficking. They're also impacting the demand side of the issue.
And since the arrests, neighbors like Lauren have noticed some changes.
Just recently, I was talking to my partner and we noticed that there were none on the road anymore. So we were very curious about what happened. It's a good thing that it happened, and I just hope that they're all headed to safer places and having better lives.
PPB says about 20 providers were contacted and offered connections to resources. PPB also says that its trafficking unit will continue with these missions. Back to you guys.
Appreciate your reporting on this topic, Daisy.